Sunday's Carabao Cup showpiece will be Newcastle United's first final appearance since 1999. Last time out, the Magpies were beaten 2-0 in the FA Cup by a Manchester United outfit on their way to a famous treble. 3 years prior, Kevin Keegan's side would blow their greatest chance at a Premier League title, forfeiting a 12-point lead to, you guessed it, United. Since the inception of the Premier League in 1992, United have never been too far away when it comes to Newcastle misery, and the transfer of Andy Cole in January 1995 is a prime example. Cole's goals the previous season had propelled the Magpies into a UEFA Cup place, his 34 strikes still standing as a Premier League record for the most goals in one season, although it came from 40 appearances at a time when the division consisted of 22 teams. It was only the striker's second year on Tyneside, but he was quickly becoming a favourite among the St. James Park faithful, and while the latter months of 1994 were not as fruitful, he racked up 9 goals for the Magpies. A strong start overall had Keegan's men top of the table right up until November. It was in the following weekend's trip to Wimbledon that a clash between player and manager set the wheels in motion for his exit. I know me and Kevin had a fallout. He cheesed me off with the way he treated Clarkie, Lee Clark, one day, Cole told the UTD podcast in 2020. Then we lost a game, 3-2 versus Wimbledon, and I was cheesed off because we lost, so when we came to the hotel Kevin told me to do one. And I said, all right, no problem. I packed my bags and walked out. The relationship was never the same. I wasn't looking to leave Newcastle, I was very happy there. When that episode happened at the hotel I basically said, nah, I'm not going to have you talking to me like that. So when I went walking for 5 days, we had a meeting, settled it, and he handed me a new contract, but I don't think he let go of that situation. Cole had previously explained on Talk Sports Up Front with podcast, the transfer was totally out of the blue. A lot has been made out of this as well. There has been a lot of talk about how I instigated the move, but that is a load of nonsense. Everyone knew that me and Kevin had a little bit of a problem earlier that season, and I don't think I enjoyed what Kevin said to me, and I don't think Kevin enjoyed what I said to him. The relationship after that wasn't the same, so when Kevin accepted the offer I knew nothing about it until that Monday night when I got a phone call from the guy that was representing me at the time to say, the deal is done for you, go to Manchester United. So all this nonsense about people saying I instigated the move is a nonsense. I knew nothing about it until the Monday night. In an era before transfer insiders and relentless social media reporting, moves of such magnitude had at least some chance of being kept under wraps. Cole travelled to Manchester earlier in the week after being briefed by his agent, who had been discussing the move with both Keegan and Sir Alex Ferguson. Both sides had agreed to keep quiet while the finer details were ironed out, with the expectancy that a leak would ignite chaos on Tyneside. The deal was kept out of the public eye for so long that one Newcastle fan infamously got a full portrait tattoo of Cole in the black and white of his club the day before. Needless to say that when United announced the arrival of their new goalscorer on January 10, those who had supported Keegan previously started to have doubts, with many heading straight for St. James Park to vent their anger. In what has now become an iconic scene, the Newcastle boss decided to stand on the steps outside the ground and face an angry group of supporters head-on. We sold Andy Cole and told Man United they could announce the deal and we would follow up, Keegan said of the incident back in 2014. We were sat watching over the old club shop as the Geordies were walking in. You know when people walk and you can tell they aren't happy? Douglas Hall rang security to get 2 cars as we needed an operation to get out of there. I said you can't do that, so he asked what I was going to do. I said I was going to go down and talk to them. The security man said, "You're kidding. The first question, what you doing selling Andy Cole?" I said, when I came here a year and a bit ago our biggest rival was Southend United, now it's Man United. You have to trust me. The Geordies were all right with that. Then another said, he wouldn't sell him without having somebody lined up, would he? And Terry McDermott was behind me and said, oh yes he would. I was like, you're no good at all, you. United paid £6 million for Cole, sending Keith Gillespie the other way. And it was in the winger's negotiations with his new club that Ferguson showed why so many players looked up to him as a father figure. A 19-year-old at the time, Gillespie was earning a modest £230 a week at United and was yet to hire an agent. The Scot fulfilled the role after a phone call with Gillespie's mum at the hotel, confidently informing Newcastle that the teenager was on £600 a week and demanded it to be doubled. No problem. The decision to sell Cole would come back to bite Keegan the following season, with the forwards' goals for United helping them pip Newcastle to the 1995–1996 title. The Magpies were 12 points clear at the top with 15 games remaining but imploded under the pressure of a title race and Ferguson's mind games. It was in April of that year that Keegan snapped, his iconic post-match "I would love it" rant, still a classic Premier League moment. Cole would score 9 goals against his former side in the red of United, including an incredible 4-goal haul in a 5–1 win in 1999, by which time Keegan had resigned. Why I joined Manchester United, the club I always wanted to play for, was to win the Premier League, Cole later admitted. So when I am vying against Newcastle United and Kevin Keegan, of course I am half saying, have a little bit of that, because I wanted to win the Premier League. It is as simple as that. Cole's goals helped United build on their success in the early years of the Premier League and brought the silverware that helped Sir Alex Ferguson rebuild his United side by attracting some of the best players in Europe to the club. That 1995–1996 campaign was Newcastle's best chance of a trophy right up until this weekend, and United once again will hope to ruin their day, as they have done so often in the past.